Workflows become even more effective when you use reminders to encourage responses without disrupting the workflow itself. In this tutorial, you'll learn how reminder-only steps work and how they interact with the workflow step they're reminding people about. A reminder-only step doesn't ask for a new response. Instead, it reminds someone to respond to a previous workflow step that's still waiting for a reply. For example, your workflow might begin with an email asking someone to confirm an appointment. If no response is received after a certain amount of time, you can send a reminder-only text message reminding the recipient to respond to that original email. The important thing to remember is that the reminder does not create a new response point. The workflow continues waiting for the response associated with the original step. Let's look at how this works. First, the workflow sends the initial email. If no response is received, the reminder-only text message is sent. This text message simply reminds the recipient to respond. It does not change what the workflow is waiting for. The workflow continues waiting for an email response because that is the response type associated with the original workflow step. From here, there are three possible outcomes. If the recipient replies to the email, the workflow recognizes the expected response and continues to the next step. If the recipient replies by text message instead, that response is ignored because the workflow is still waiting for an email response. If no response is received at all, the workflow waits for the configured amount of time before automatically continuing to the next step. Using reminder-only steps helps keep your workflows consistent and predictable. You can send reminders through email, text message, or other communication channels without changing the response the workflow expects. This allows you to encourage responses while ensuring the workflow only advances when the correct response is received or when the waiting period has expired. And that's how reminder-only steps work in Doobert Workflows. If you have questions, feel free to email us at help@Doobert.com. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next video.